try to get him out of what he just got into by mistake. Okay, here we are. So there you are. There's your camera.
All right. Let's call the meeting to order of the Isabella County Board of Commissioners 5 o'clock meeting. And let's stand for the pledge, please. Nicole's going to have a. There you go.
Go ahead.
I pledge allegiance
To the flag
of the United States of America, to the republic
for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Madam Clerk, a roll call, please.
Commissioner Green,
Here.
Commissioner Engler,
Here.
Commissioner Jagodzinski,
Here.
Commissioner Horton,
Here.
Commissioner Marino, Commissioner Swaney,
Here.
Commissioner Hope,
Here.
all present, Mr. Chairman, except for Commissioner Marino.
Thank you. Before we go on, I have 6 items to read, which is more or less courtesy things in that, but this is an electronic meeting overview. Number 1, welcome attendees to the first electronic meeting of the Isabella County Board of Commissioners. Number 2, remind the attendees that the meeting will be recorded and live streamed to YouTube, where the public will have the opportunity to view the meeting live, assess it in the future. Number 3, request Kirk Lux, Mindy Lux, to perform roll call votes on every vote we do this evening. Number 4, public meeting attendees will be able to listen by telephone, call in, participate in public comments by following the directions in the public notice for this meeting. Number 5, commissioners and staff will not be muted in the meeting and should be respectful and try not to speak over others. Number 6, remind attendees to be patient with the process and with each other, and particularly the person running the meeting, Commissioner George Green. This is brand new to me, so I'll do the best I can, folks. So let's move on. On the agenda, I'm going to go on to now approval of the agenda.
Chairman,
Yes. Yes, Nicole.
if I may, we're getting some feedback of the YouTube channel.
We are.
I don't hear it.
So what would be the proper procedure? Michelle, do you have any ideas? Or? Michelle's muted.
Michelle.
What is the feedback?
I don't have any idea, Nicole. Is it?
So what we're hearing, I believe, is anyone also trying to view this on YouTube simultaneously? We are hearing like a 20-second feedback. Okay.
That's normal, a 20-second delay.
So somebody's trying to do this system different than one of us. Commissioner Horton.
Yeah, what?
You know what? I figured it out.
Good. I didn't figure out
The
what.
lady behind the curtain with the YouTube on her computer. This is why we practice. My apologies. I'm glad this didn't happen at the 7 o'clock.
We're good.
Can we go on then, Nicole?
Absolutely, Chairman.
Thank you. Approval of the agenda is where we're going at now. We have one presentation and special report. That's the Administrator Controller's report. We have one resignation under appointments to boards and commissions. The consent agenda, is there anything anybody's read on the consent agenda that actually needs corrections? Moving on to committee reports, finance and administration.
Finance and administration's all set, Mr. Chairman.
Good. The criminal justice and county affairs report.
Criminal Justice and County Affairs
Barry,
Committees.
will you do me a favor? will you go out to the car and in the seat, bring me that folder, the big, the bag that I bring
Margaret.
in?
Michelle,
Michelle, you're got to mute.
you're not muted.
Michelle, you got to mute.
Criminal Justice and County Affairs Committee is all set, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Human Resource and Public Works Committee.
Human Resources and Public Works Committee is all set, Chairman, and
Thank you.
needs a link.
Pardon?
Jim Marino needs a link he can get on.
I'm resending that to him right now. Thank you, Commissioner.
So Human Resources and Public Works is all set, Commissioner.
Okay. There's no intergovernmental affairs that I know of this reading. Is that right, Commissioner Hope?
That's right, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Margaret, any administrator controller issues?
No, sir.
Okay. There's no unfinished business, but under new business, there's an addition. It's resolution 2020-04-01, and it's to extend the state's stay-at-home energy crisis.
The county state of emergency.
Pardon?
The county state of emergency declaration.
Yeah, state of emergency declaration. That will be added to the agenda. Any additional additions to the agenda or deletions?
Chairman Green.
Yep.
Under new business, item number 2, if we could add Board of Commissioners discussion of COVID-19 pandemic.
Item number 2.
And that would just be a discussion.
You will lead the charge.
Okay.
I want to make a statement here. We're not going to go through all these items under the committee reports and that because it would take so long, but I wanted to get the idea across that there's other things that we need to discuss before we have the true meeting with the commissioners. And I think this is going nice right now. So what I need is a motion to approve the agenda as amended.
So moved. I'll move that.
Support.
Okay, it's been moved and supported to approve the agenda as amended. Madam Clerk, a roll call, please.
Okay, just for the next time we do that, Mr. Chairman, because I'm writing, if you could state to me the commissioner that said who made the motion and the commissioner that seconded,
Okay.
so I can.
Who made the motion on that last one?
That was Jim Horton.
Horton, okay.
And who seconded?
Sweeney,
Mr. Sweeney, did you second?
he's on mute.
Mr. Steve, did you second that motion on the agenda?
Yes, I did.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Madam Clerk, I'll try and do that after every one of them so you know what it is.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you.
Commissioner Marino,
Yeah,
Commissioner
Hi,
Sweeney,
Jim.
hi.
Commissioner Sweeney,
Yes.
Commissioner Hope,
Yes.
Commissioner Engler,
Yes.
Commissioner Jalzinski,
Yes.
Commissioner Horton,
Yes.
Commissioner Green.
Yes,
Number of votes cast is 7, which the ayes receive 7, the nays receive 0. Motion passed, Mr. Chairman.
thank you. Now, before I go into general public comment, there's another 7 items that I want to read as to how general public comment will be handled. Number 1, we announced that we have reached the public comment section of the meeting. Number 2 is public participants who have been muted and are interested in speaking to press *9 on their telephone keypad to raise their hand. The host will alert the chairman if any hands were raised. Number 4 is ask the host to unmute the first public comment participant who wishes to speak. Number 5, the host will announce the last 3 digits of the caller's telephone number to alert the public comment participant that is their turn to speak. Chairman Green, the person will request they state their name indicate that they have a 3-minute time limit for their comments. Number 7, after their public comment, the host will mute the participants. So at this time, I'm going to ask if there's any people that are not unmuted for public comment. Public comment is now open, excuse me.
Chairman, there are no people waiting to make public comment, no people with their hands raised.
At this practice session that I had this afternoon to learn this, because of the delay in this, I'm going to wait 1 minute so that if somebody is trying to get in, they have the time to get on and participate. So,
We'll do that tonight.
right,
There's no public participating this afternoon.
okay. Then we'll close public comment. Moving on then to presentations and special reports. Margaret McAvoy is up.
I'm not going to give my report now, but I just have 3 quick things to say. Number 1, thank you everybody for participating and working with our staff to try to get this to be as efficient as possible. A couple things, we're doing the roll call vote for every vote because that was a little tidbit I picked up on my colleagues who've done this before. It's difficult for the clerks who are remote like everybody else to be able to get the vote right unless it's a roll call for everything. So I know that's going to make it a little longer tonight, but they're recommending a roll call on every single vote so that the clerk can have a very clear distinction of everybody's vote. I think that's just a good use of our time, number 1. Number 2, in my discussion last night with our legal counsel, Bonnie Toski, on another matter, I was on here, we were doing our first Zoom meeting tonight, and she said that her advice to me was that we should all keep a sense of humor because something's going to be, there's going to be a glitch somewhere, and she said it's not the end. Just keep on moving and keep a sense of humor. So I think that's important for all of us. And my microphone is not on. I am working off of Commissioner Green's microphone because I'm in the chambers with him to assist him if he needs that, but we're getting feedback if my microphone is on. So can you hear me okay?
Yes.
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 Okay, perfectly. As we move forward, then that's what we're going to leave it that way so everybody's not hearing that feedback. And that wraps up my report for this afternoon, sir.
Any questions for Margaret?
Margaret, real quick, I can call you on this after the meeting, but on the personnel stuff, the one clerk is going from the whatever, the salary goes down. Is that a correct thing on the agenda?
I don't know. Let me check that over.
Her salary actually goes down. I was wondering, she switches jobs, but her salary goes down.
I'll have to check that out in between the meetings, Commissioner, and get back with you before the
Okay.
meeting.
And the only other thing is just to alert the commissioners, I'm sure they're all aware of it. Two of the attachments on the equalization report, I didn't have them in my packet, but they're like 24 pages, so they're pretty simple. We've seen them all before. But there's a roughly a 24-page attachment to the equalization assessment report. But you can get that online. Just go and click on it and you can see it. So.
And Mr. Preston will be Zooming with us tonight.
Oh, will he? Okay. All right.
Yeah, Pete's going to be here for the equalization
Yes.
report.
Okay, good.
Any other discussion for Margaret while we're here?
Oh, wow.
I have a lengthy report for tonight, so we'll just hold it till then.
Okay. Thank you, Margaret, for your report.
Absolutely.
We have under appointments and boards of commissioners. We don't need to read it right now, but Denise Webster is actually retiring from the materials recovery facility because she moved. So we'll go down without that. And the consent agenda, I'll just ask Mr. Sweeney to read that when we go on to it this evening at 7 o'clock. Brings us to committee reports, finance and administration.
Oh, we're doing it. Okay.
Well, no, I'm just saying, Jim, we're not
Okay.
going to do the thing, but I just wanted to bring it to you and you can say, fine, we'll understand it. And the only thing I wanted to tell you is that Pete Preston's going to be here for the equalization report.
Okay, good, because I didn't have my agenda in front of me. I didn't know if I have to wing it or what. Tobin, you had to rescue me again on that one.
All right.
All right.
Got your back.
All right.
Moving on to Criminal Justice and County Affairs Committee, there's no business. Human Resource and Public Works Committee, there's no business. There's no intergovernmental affairs or administrator controllers issue. No unfinished business, but under new business, we have the 2020-04-01, the state's resolution there on extending the state, well, actually the
Local
governors.
state- No, the local, your state of
Right.
emergency.
Any comments on that, Margaret?
No, I'll talk about it tonight. The sole purpose of doing that is to, after a certain period of time, the Board of Commissioners has to extension. And the sole purpose of bringing that forward is that just in case any future funding or reimbursement to us based on the COVID-19 would require that state of emergency for the county was still effective, I would rather be safe than sorry and have us extend it. But we can talk about that later tonight too.
Okay, moving on to the next item, that'd be item 2. Commissioner Horton's, what he wants added to the pandemic thing that he's talking about, and he'll lead discussion on that. Since anything to talk about right now, Commissioner Horton?
No, only thing is, I just wanted, as I discussed with you, Chairman Green, is that 7 commissioners on this board, and just in case anybody wanted to add something or have an quick item discussion that County Administrator or Controller McAvoy won't touch in her report, or if anybody has anything for clarification, or it might be cleared up, might not even be necessary, but I think if we don't have it, point of order, since we haven't had a meeting in a month, and there's been a lot of changes going on, and probably my phone's probably blown up since we got on this meeting with some changes. So, just as board, I mean, for instance, I don't know if County Administrator is going to touch on or not with the MRF. I've gotten several calls on the recycling issue, just to say what we're doing and why we're doing it. And I know we put that out in an email between us, and it made sense. We did have something stated. Just little things, things like that. I mean, the governors, we're through April 30th. Our meeting is what, May, I don't have a calendar. 5th, May 6th. Just little things like that, come up with, just as a discussion. Again, I don't anticipate we need to do any items, just as a board discussion. Again, we're not having a work session, so we really can't hash it out in a work session. That's probably better forum for it. But,
Right.
I know we're all members, we all represent our constituents. I know our constituents have a lot of questions. As a board member, as a member of the community, I have questions as far as, a lot of different things involving our community. Again, I think we have gotten updates. We read in the paper, we follow CDC, we watch television, we watch our emails, watch our internet. But again, and I encourage if any of the community is going to watch, if they have questions, that'd probably be blurb to ask or follow up or do something like that. So I'm sure all my fellow 6 other commissioners are getting questions from their constituents. So we're all kind of concerned, worried, wanting to know why we're representing them in the best place we can do it. So.
Thank you, Mr. Horton. Let's just leave it at that, and we'll add that to the agenda this evening when we do the new agenda for the true business.
Okay.
That moves us on to general public comment, which I've read already. Stuff. Let's just wait here for a minute, and I'll ask Nicole. Is at this time, do we have anybody that is actually unmuted for public comment?
No, sir, you do not.
Okay. Then we'll move on to announcements. Are there any announcements?
Yeah, Mr. Chair, I have an announcement.
Sure.
The county funding under the COVID relief proposal that was just sent by MAC for Isabella County, it's $6,195,347.
Wow. 6 million. What was that number?
Well, it's emailed from MAC, and it's based on our population, which I thought was kind of strange because it's only like 69,000 something. instead of 70 or over 70, but it's based on population. The state got several millions of dollars, and that's how much we got. The biggest 4 counties got the most: Oakland, Wayne, Kent, and Macomb.
Oh, good. Thank you, Commissioner Marino. Any other comments? Before we go to adjournment, are there any questions or comments on what we've done here that you don't understand or you want explanation for? Or to me, it's almost like running a meeting. The only thing is we're on the television screen rather than sitting at the desk.
I did notice that Commissioner Horton seemed to be breaking up a lot during your
Yeah.
discussion a couple minutes ago.
Maybe because I'm too far back. Do you think that could be it?
That might be it.
Yeah.
All right, all right. There we go. I'll get closer. Okay, there we go. Get my fat face in the middle of it there. There we go.
Right. It's better, Jim.
Will we see Nicole's face when we are at the 7 o'clock? No? Okay.
No, she's like Oz behind the curtain. She's down at the other end of the hall, making it all work.
Okay,
I know, I miss seeing her face too.
yeah. But I do put her down as being attending, correct?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
When we approved the agenda, I went offline just as you're asking me if I seconded and got back on.
Okay.
But I don't know if anyone noticed if I just was frozen.
Well, I think Mindy did. That's why she wants me to report on which one of you actually moves and approve, because she didn't get your name or who did it. And I didn't either. I wasn't paying attention and comment, Mindy. So I'll just say Commissioner Horton and Commissioner so-and-so.
And I'll have Brenda there too, so, I mean, we should be able to catch it.
Right. Anything else before we adjourn? I think it went pretty smooth. I mean, hey, it's Tobin?
Yeah, I think it's gonna be fine.
What time do you want us coming in? About 6:50 tonight then? Or what's your thoughts?
Yeah, we'll start the meeting at 7 o'clock, but I mean, hey, let's get online and Nicole will bring everybody on just like we are now, and we'll call the meeting to order and go down through it, go to work. Do you
Nice
want
seeing everyone again.
It is nice seeing everyone, isn't it? I agree with you.
Commissioner Horton, I want you to add your what you want to do, item 2 to new business. And Commissioner Engler, could you add that resolution 2020-04-01 to new business, item 1?
Yeah, 2020
04-01.
And I believe Nicole emailed that all to you earlier, correct? You all have, you've had access to that?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And Commissioner Sweeney, I'll have you do the
Consent agenda.
consent agenda again. And also Commissioner Engler, I'd like you to do the accept Denise Webster's regret, because you're on the
Okay.
and that pretty much takes up everything that we've got at excess stuff to do in this. Anything else before we adjourn?
I do have a question for the county clerk. When will the results of the filing of the candidates be released? I know today was the deadline for county offices.
I'm gonna stay here and try to compute it all so that I can get it placed on Facebook tonight. But I can't guarantee it because I want to make sure they're 100% okay.
Oh, sure.
But I do have somewhat of a list, and I can email those to all of you commissioners if you'd like.
That'd
It
be
just
great.
won't be final, like,
Yeah, thank
approved.
you. I get it.
I can
Thank you. I
do
appreciate
that for you guys.
Would you email it to me too, Mindy?
Absolutely. I'm gonna do it in between meetings. I'm gonna stay here, so I'll get it done.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you.
Yep.
Any other comments or corrections or understanding how we're going to do this tonight? Motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Support.
Who did who, Jerry Jelizinski? And who supported that?
I did.
Horton.
Commissioner Horton.
Maybe, yeah, maybe if everybody, when they made the motion, put their name on there, it might be easier.
Yes.
Yeah, that'd be a good idea, Frank.
Good
Engler
way to do it.
second, or, you know.
Yep,
Yeah.
Good idea.
yep, excellent. We are adjourned. I haven't got a gavel.
I'll get you the gavel.
I don't have a hammer.
I'll get you the gavel. Gavel.
Okay, I'll see everybody at 7 o'clock tonight.
Okay, take care.
It's been nice to see everyone. See you in a bit.
Haven't seen you guys in a long time.
Bye.
Take her easy.
So you can go to the bottom right-hand corner to lead meeting. Go to the bottom where it says red lead meeting.
Over here.
Yep, see it right there?
Yep.
Lead meeting. And then go to lead meeting.